Utie oha echi ponkno. Needs FM.
Yanko amano so say na watwe a etwe mu no asemi pie ba beto odua na se onima ma memu kakra mfa nkyerɛ ne se your online news portal be friend Modern Ghana na Modern Ghana na ba beto odua so national security operatives fo bi akwakoche nsentrefo editor ne bem say reporters adwumayfo no bi o kan ba mienu se o ma twero nsem ya say so enti omode afa national security minister Rakanda pa ho and say Mrasebe Juno Jama Futu Afenyo Markin nti yakwakochi o mesizi o laptops in the car ka ho no so aba be nkomodie bebre na ye corner ye ni Ura Al-Hassan Salifu Bawa or ye law lecturer ewo and was also director of basic school. Is that what it is? Okay. University of Education Winneba. I want to believe say be as anate na yene ne din konwesan say sa asemi a Modern Ghana for copy national security for chain ni nyina sa pani na atre Ura Salifu Bawa yeda asemu akwa baba Neat FM so.
Thank you very much, my brother.
Number John Pomo to say.
By God's grace, yo.
Okay. Na send ansem ne tia no kire say una wakwa fa nsem ade aba tu anuan mo nsentwerefo ma say national security operatives for aba ba chi omu dia ban pa na wo twero yesu twero piece bi na some publish here.
Thank you very much, Minua. Honestly, me chino proper. So maybe I will plead that my menka English in a better more than chino because me per se the right information is put out there for the public.
Feel free.
Feel free. So maybe over to my your listeners, no.
That's fine.
The fact is that I need to clarify that me or whoever is at the University of Education, Winneba, is not out to fight national security or the government. That should be made clear. And I wish to sincerely apologize to Kandapa, the Honorable Minister for National Security. I wish to do this before we proceed.
That's fine.
Because after the arrest, I was not the one who put it out there that those staff were arrested because of my publication.
Okay.
It was also a publication that came up that said that they were arrested based on my publication. But you realize that at some point the national security.
Did you grant any interview to maybe a media house, which you might have said that was as a result of the publication? That's why those journalists have been arrested.
Oh no! Prior to that, before the arrest, I didn't grant any interview. It was after the arrest that I spoke to another station.
Okay, that's
it. National Security came out with a statement clarifying the position that they were arrested based on some other issues, that cyber attacks or something like that, which will have to actually be investigated and possibly prosecution will then have to take place if it is proved to be right or if it is proved to be wrong. Because, I mean, if a basis is not established, I think Modern Ghana, they have the right to go to court to seek redress. And if there is a basis to, then the state will prosecute and then convict. So these are the issues at stake. So the national security has clarified that the arrests were not based on my publication. And so with this, I think I have, actually authored several publications. And they are to do with the interest of the University of Education, Winneba, in particular, in Ghana at large. Because, as you know, this university has been in the news for quite a long time. And it is sad that this is happening in this country. I mean, almost all MPs have some kind of institutions in their constituencies, but you don't hear of them. You don't. But Winneba is always in the news. Because of what? Because of our MP. And what is the problem? Leave us to operate alone. He is not doing it. He has taken the universities to Auditor General. They have come for a special audit. He doesn't have the patience to wait for the audit report to be made public. Then he has gone to special prosecutor again. and making all noise as if he is the owner of this university. University being named University of Education Winneba doesn't mean that the MP for Winneba or Efutu owns it. No, it doesn't work like that. And so our MP needs to be educated or enlightened that the university is not for him. And so he should leave it to operate according to the statutes and established laws of this country. It's as simple as that. And that is my problem with Afenyo Markin. I have no problem with the government. I have no problem with anybody in this country. But my problem is with Afenyo Markin. If Afenyo Markin leaves this university alone to operate as it is supposed to operate under the laws of this country, Afenyo Markin will be my friend as we used to be before. We will shake hands. We will laugh. I used to go to his house. He visited me once in my house. Yes. And so we were friends. But
now, when you say if Afenyo Markin will leave the university alone, is he the one who is in charge? Is he the one running the affairs of the university?
I, in particular, and some other committed members who abide by the rules of the game, that is the rules governing this country, we will not permit Afenyo Markin to run the affairs of this university. That one we will not allow it, because Afenyo Markin will not append his signature to, for example, the contract that will be awarded. He will not append his signature. It is the Vice Chancellor, Professor Afrobruni, who will append his signature. And so if anything then arises in the future that a contract was awarded illegally, it is the Reverend Father who will be in trouble and not Afenyo. And so for him to sit on the sidelines and attempt to control this university, that one, some of us will never allow it. And these are some of the principles that some of us are standing on. And we will continue to do that. It doesn't matter whether Afenyo's party is in power. And I wish to state that I am a member of the MPP as well. I'm a member. Where was Afenyo in 1992 when I was a polling station agent for the MPP in Wundua? That was the then northern region, but now it is now part of the northeast region. Where was Afenyo Markin? I was a polling station agent. Where was he? So some of us were actually in MPP before Afenyo Markin came onto the scene. It is just that some of us left Ghana for quite a long time, about 14, 15 years, and came back. And then he then ran into the system, and he's behaving as if he is the overlord of MPP. No, that is not the situation. And it is sad that Afenyo Markin is making the MPP government unpopular. And he is now trying to do his bit by knocking the head of some of us against the government. And I'm too clever for that.
How is he making the NPP unpopular?
What he's doing in this university is making the government unpopular. I'm telling you. And I wish an independent committee can be set up to actually look into it. Look, when the problem started, I engaged him quite a lot. For example, from November coming, when it started brewing that something was coming, on the 11th of December, I met an official of this government. I booked an appointment and met the person at Jubilee House on 11th December, and I briefed this top official about what was coming. I briefed the person. The only response I got was that Afenyo Markin again. And so no problem. I continue to engage Afenyo Markin. On the 13th of March, a day before this university was shut down as a result of the disturbances, I sent a text message again to this same official that I met on 11th December. I sent a text message. I have it. I have a copy of it. And I made several observations and concluded that if anything should happen to this university, it is Afenyo Markin and none else. I have got no response up to date. And I was doing all this because of the image of the party, so that the party would have a word with Afenyo and advise him to change his ways, so that this wouldn't be the situation. But nothing happened. And so I have to take it upon myself, because it appears that some people at the top, they are afraid of Afenyo Markin for whatever reason. The Mamprisi people have a saying that, which means that those who warm themselves by the fireside, they see each other's testicles. So it could be that Afenyo Markin and some top officials, they warm themselves by the fireside, so they know each other's secrets. So Afenyo Markin is someone they cannot touch. And I don't fear Afenyo Markin. He can carry the whole world on his head. I don't fear him. I don't fear him today. I don't fear him tomorrow. And so I have taken him on. I have made several publications. Yes, the classic paradox. And I'm revealing certain secrets of him. And he is at liberty to take me to court if I'm defaming him. All that I have put that about him, if they are wrong, I'm not using a pseudonym. I'm talking to you. That is me, Al Hassan Salif Bawa. I'm a law lecturer at the University of Education, Winneba. Afenyo Markin knows my bungalow. When I had problems with my meter, it was his water company that came and fitted the meter for me. He knows where I live.
Does he have a water company?
I think he's the board chairman of Ghana Water Company. Whatever he is associated with, he believes that he owns it. Yeah, you wait. It won't be long. I'm going to submit, myself and others, we're going to submit a petition to the special prosecutor to look into the affairs of the award of contracts and recruitment at Ghana Water Company. We're going to do it because he believes that he is perfect. He's an angel. And I and some of my colleagues will show him that he cannot talk about corruption. When it comes to corruption, please forgive me. I wish you could get him on the line because I always like a situation where I could respond to issues. So I wish you could get Afenyo Markin on the line.
I get a sense that I mean, this is more like a personal cause that the two of you are settling.
No, it's not personal cause. That is what I am fighting for, a national cause. You don't seem to get my drift. I'm fighting. If it, I don't talk about salary increment for myself. I have never talked about.
Because there's a report that also says that you are an ally of Reverend Afro-Broni. So all these things you're doing because you're an ally, and that's why you're pushing for all this.
Reverend Afro-Broni is standing on certain principles, and that is key among them is the principle not to violate the Public Procurement Act of 2003 at 663 as amended. His principle is that this particular law he will never violate, and that is the principle or some of the principles that some of us we have subscribed. I've subscribed to it. We will not violate it. And if that position is making me an ally of him, that kind of alignment is most welcome. I have taken it in good faith.
Okay.
We have made a resolution that we are not going to violate that law.
Right.
It's as simple as that.
Right. Now, so, I mean, I've not seen the report that you referred to about that has been released by National Security, or the explanation given that they arrested the journalists based on some cyber attacks or something. Is that what you said?
Yes, exactly. That is what National Security said.
So they didn't arrest the journalists because of maybe a publication made against the National Security Minister Kandapa and the MP Honorable Afenyo Markin.
According to the statement from National Security, that is exactly what they are saying, that the journalists were not arrested based on my publication, that they were arrested based on a cyber attack.
Do you believe that?
That is a question for a law court to decide, not me, because it appears the matter is likely to end up in court. Either National Security taking the arrested individuals to court for prosecution after their investigations, or the victims seeking redress in court because of possibly wrongful arrest or trumped up charges. So this is a matter that will be a court of law. And so we wait that. And to clarify, you see, I have said earlier, and I will continue to repeat it, Afenyo is making all moves to create chaos in the University of Education, Winneba. He wants to create the impression to the public and the government at large that things are not working in this university. And that is actually not the situation. This university is peaceful. Other than the disturbances that he caused and he closed down, we have had no problems. And he recently made made a letter out of some kind of false things about the Zongo chief in Winneba and put it out there. The Zongo chief has categorically come out with a statement denying being the author of that letter. And nobody is taking the matter up. It's quiet. And sometimes you look at these things and you ask yourself, what is happening in this country? Who is Afenyo Markin? That the whole government machinery is afraid of. Who is he?
I'm sure. I mean, I'm sure some also will ask you. Some also will ask you that who is Reverend Afro-Broni that you're also defending. I mean, someone who's also come under some form of investigation that.
Go ahead.
That you so much believe in the principles that he stands on. Someone who's also being investigated. Someone will also ask you who is Reverend Afro-Broni that you're also pushing so much for that for him to be reinstated and all that.
No, he is already on the seat. He's not someone who is out of the seat and he's going to be reinstated. It's rather Afenyo Markin who is pushing for the vice chancellor who was removed, Professor Aboke, to be reinstated. That is the agenda of Afenyo Markin, because he thought by leading the process that led to the removal of Professor Aboke and then Professor Afro-Broni being appointed, Afro-Broni was going to be a pushover so that he will get what he wants. But it doesn't work that way. We have got laws in this country to abide by. So one cannot just get up and call a head of procurement officer like Afenyo was doing. He would just call our former head of procurement, Mr. So and so, award this contract to this, award this contract to this. It doesn't work that way. The Procurement Act doesn't say that the MP has got the power to call the head of a unit to direct them as to who to award contracts to. It doesn't work that way. And he asked for 10 cedis to be put on the fees of every student. We have 69,500 students. He asked for it. And it was denied because the law doesn't provide for it, that 10 cedis should be put on the fees of students. For an MP, it doesn't provide for it. And so these are some of the things that, you see, most often Ghanaians don't get the true picture of what is actually happening here. And so it creates the impression that Afenyo is right and someone is trying to do the wrong thing. No, that is not the situation. He is rather trying to push the university to do the wrong thing, and that one will not be accepted. It will be resisted.
What makes your position also right? What makes your position also right?
The law provides for it that for you to award a contract, you need to. There are three ways. Maybe you can go restricted, you can go national competitive tender, price quotation, and things like that. These are the three main ways by which the Public Procurement Act provides for. It's as simple as that. So for an MP to sit down and call that a contract should be given to society, so the law doesn't provide for it. And so I believe that Afenyo is wrong in adopting a strategy whereby he calls head of procurement of this university to award contract to his cronies. He's wrong in that regard. And he's wrong in asking the university to put 10 cedis each on the students because the law doesn't provide for it. The law doesn't provide for it. And so that is why I believe that I'm right and he is wrong. If I'm wrong, he should take me to court and prove me wrong. It's as simple as that.
All right. We'll leave it here. We'll try and get him. If we'll get him on the line, I'm sure we'll put some of his concerns or questions to him. Thank you very much.
Needs FM.